mayonnaise. I'm sure that's the biggest word I know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome on into week one of our NFL Unabated in-game. Still figuring out what exactly we're calling this here, but basically we're going to be hanging out. We're going to be heading through the witching hour here. We are going to be looking for some live in-game opportunities, and we're going to be following along and watching some football here. It is NFL Week 1, ladies and gentlemen. I am Thomas Viola. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am so excited to get us started here. I am in my command center here. I've got, we could call it around, I've got 3 screens going on right now. We have every single game live here, and we are going to be looking for some in-game opportunities. Welcome on in, everybody. Wagered on Tilt already saying, find me a winner. I'm going to be honest, guys. I need more screens. I'm going to need a 4th screen for all this. I got a whole bunch I'm trying to juggle here as we're going to be heading through. I'm doing my best Scott Hanson impression here, but let's take a look at the slate and where we are right now as we head out of halftime. And by the way, feel free to throw any comments, anything. Please throw it in the chat here. Talk with me because this is all about having some fun, looking for some bets, and just enjoying football together. Let's all hang out. RF in the chat saying, first of all, tell the Bengals their game has started. No, thank you. I am all good on that because I want a bunch of people knocked out of Circus Survivor to start off week 1. And also I kind of planted my flag on this game saying, hey, the Patriots could come out and win this game week 1. A lot of people might be making a mistake here. We'll see if that turns around. They are the only game that is currently out of halftime here as we're looking at the in-game odd screen. Let's give you a whole rundown here. I'm also going to have to hydrate all day here, folks. This is not going to be a beer kind of day, if you know what I'm saying. Might have been a rough one last night. TV did call the Yahtzee saying TV did call the Patriots. I did my ear. I'm sorry. I am out on the Bengals here. I am very much happy. This is the only time as a Jets fan, only time in my life I am going to be rooting for the Patriots to score here. It feels so wrong in my heart, but I am still going to be doing it. Now, meanwhile, let's take a look at what we've got going on in this NFL Week 1 slate here to start us off. Again, Patriots Bengals. That's the only game that is out of halftime right now. Patriots up 10-0 currently. 2.5 point favorites. We've got some 3.5s around there. If you are looking to grab something in that game, make sure that you're getting on the right side of that 3 here. Not seeing anything too great from Bookmaker or Pinnacle right now. They'll probably be updating. They'll probably be updating their lines in just a minute when we get a stoppage there. Again, I've got every single game. I'm trying to make sure that I can see everything here when we come out of halftime. This is going to be a real adventure for us, but just going through the scoreboard here, going through the list of what we've got going on at the moment. Yahtzee says Vikings Giants just came out as well. We got Pittsburgh versus Atlanta. It is 10-9 in favor of the Falcons right now. I am very upset about this one because I had Steelers first to F at plus 150 here. Falcons score with about 30 seconds to go. Kyle Pitts finally making a touchdown there. Maybe Kyle Pitts believers will be happy this year. The Tennessee Titans and the Chicago Bears, they are at the half here, 17-3 in favor of the Titans. It has been a rough start for Caleb Williams here so far, but looks like we've got 9.5s. We've got some 10s on the board. If that DraftKings number is right, you've actually got a little bit of a spot here, dare I say, at the 7.5. I say very little bit of a spot because obviously both the 7.5 and the 9.5 that we're seeing at Pinnacle here, you're inside that key number range going from the 7 to the 10. So it's not the biggest, thing in the world, but you are getting a couple extra points here, however little they may be over at DraftKings on the Titans here as they come out of the half. Houston Texans versus Indianapolis Colts. Gators here saying, was Watt offsides? Tom, was the bad beat? As a Steelers fan, I'm not biased at all. I honestly, I've been busy here setting up. I did not see the actual play. I just saw the replay of the Kyle Pitts touchdown there, Gators. So you'll have to tell me. I'm still a little bit mad about it, but hey, we got to go with what we go. Houston Texans versus Indianapolis Colts here. It is 12-7 in favor of the Texans here. This has been a really interesting game to just watch and see what's been going on, but we've got some 5.5s. Pinnacle's at 7 in this one. You are getting minus 5.5 at FanDuel, as well as DraftKings here. Some 6.5s at ESPN Bet and Caesars too. We've also got the Sport Trade line up here. I'll scoot it over a little bit so you can see that too. But yeah, this game, very interesting right now between the Texans and the Colts. Don't worry, take my opinion. TJ Watt is never offsides, including then. Kyle says bad beat, timed it up perfectly. That is that is brutal. I'll believe you guys on that one. We'll have a bad beat there. I'm down two bet. I've already had two props lose on the day as well, or two bets lose on the day. That one and Nico Collins under. That was a mistake. Completely shouldn't have been on that one. But a lot of prop action going on right now. I'm fading the rookie quarterbacks early here. And also, I'm now starting to get worried that I am starting way too strong out of the gate, because if I'm going to Scott Hanson this and go for the next hour and a half, 2 hours here as we get up to the witching hour, we'll see if the voice is going to hold out. And at some point, I'm going to have to take a bathroom break. I am not going to be going full Scott Hanson on this one. But want to remind you all watching with us here, please hit that subscribe button. Help us grow the Unabated Live channel here on YouTube. If you're not already subscribed, takes 2 seconds here. We're up to 858 subscribers. We were 100 fewer than that this time last week before we started doing all of our shows here today. So thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys for sticking with me here. We'll be trying to go live on TikTok as well, but I don't know if that'll be happening today. That might be a project for next week. I'll be honest, might have dropped the ball a little bit on that one. That's on me. But the Jacksonville Jaguars are currently upsetting the Miami Dolphins here, 17-7. They are 6-point favorites at Pinnacle. You're getting some 5.5s. Bet Rivers might have a 3.5 available. Again, you're inside these key numbers here. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but if you do want the best number on that right now, looks like Bet Rivers is going to be your way to go. The Arizona Cardinals up 17-10 on the Buffalo Bills here. This could be one that sinks a lot of people in Survivor. Still got the Bills getting 1.5 to 2.5, depending on where you're looking. It looks like ESPN Bet might officially have them as the underdog now. You've crossed the 0, but again, you're still not getting the most value in the world to where we want to be looking for something. I'm going to be looking for spots where we can cross one of these key numbers here, where maybe a bookmaker or Pinnacle have something a little bit different. New England Patriots, like we said, up 10-0 on the Cincinnati Bengals here. How much of Daniel Jones's contract does he owe to Ed Donatel? Oh, man, Daniel Jones is playing like someone who wants to get fired out there right now. This has been absolutely brutal from him so far in this game. But also, these Giants jerseys are downright atrocious. I absolutely hate these knockoff Walmart. It looks like a high school team that's got the Michigan Wolverines jerseys and just swapped out the color palette here. It's absolutely terrible. As the Patriots get on the board again, it is going to be 13-0 here. The Bengals off to an awfully slow start here. And oh man, we're starting to get to the point where we're if you're in Circa Survivor and you're one of the people that picked with the big public, maybe you're getting a little bit nervous at this point here. Woo, we are going to be going ham today, ladies and gentlemen. As the Carolina Panthers did get on the board, they are down 30-3 to the Saints. Saints fans and Saints backers here might be walking at the risk of jinxing it here. 30-3 to start the second half here. Feels pretty good. RF says I think 34% of the field goes out with the Pats win. I mean, this is one of those you really want to watch. It could be this is the game that we're going to have our eye on probably the most, as the Minnesota Vikings are now up 20-3 and Sam Darnold 21-3 now. Sam Darnold truthers rise up with me here. This is another one that I have been planting my flag on all offseason long. Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. The Jets did him no favors in the Adam Gase era, and where else was he going to go, and what else was he going to do after that? It's not like he was going to be good on the Panthers. Now he's got an actual team. Oh, man, I am excited to see Sam Darnold this year. All right. Let's start getting into things here. Let's start looking around. Probably not going to be much value here. And then, the trick when we're looking at some of these in-game lines, you don't want to drink from the fire hose. The good thing is we've got, 7 games going on right now. That's not too much where we can't where we can't really be keeping an eye on everything here. I'm curious about this Cardinals-Bills line, because ESPN Bet might be a little bit behind. They have Bills plus 1.5 right now. Let's take a look at some totals. Why don't we, as we look around, if you can find on that Cardinals-Bills, if you can find something like crossing the 3 there, Godspeed. That might be the first one that we're actually interested in here in this one, as the Colts are now 7.5-point dogs to the Texans. Let's switch over to some totals. ESPN Bet is behind, game locked game locked at the moment. That does not surprise me at all here. As we switch over the total market here, And I'll be completely honest with you, my brain does not do math that well, which is wonderful for someone in sports betting. That's something you always want to hear. My key numbers on totals I don't have as locked down as I do for spreads, but Tennessee Titans and Chicago Bears, we're currently sitting on 20 points here. Bookmakers got a 43. Pinnacle's got 40.5. And it looks like that bookmaker line is going to be the one that's out of line with the rest of the market here. A lot of 40.5s out there, some 41.5s too. Oh man, I am enjoying this already, ladies and gentlemen. We're only about a minute into some of these third quarters here. But let's take a look where we're going. Let's take a look what's going on all around the league right now. As again, I'm going to be juggling some I'm going to be juggling some different games and different screens here to try and make sure that I stay up to date on everything. Cincinnati's got the ball. They've got it on their own 30 here as they're going to start this drive. And Jamar Chase looks like he's getting in on the action with a nice little pass there. I'm going to try and avoid doing too much play-by-play. We don't want to raise the ire of the NFL here. But we're going to keep looking at the screen. We'll go back to some spreads here as we take a look around. Bears Titans, interesting here. You've got 7 at bookmaker. Rest of the league, rest of the world is looking at some 8.5s, 9.5s. That number is moving around. Let's see what we can find on that game here. It is 3rd and 4, but the Bears are not driving here. They're on their own 35, trying to get that first down at the 40 as they have that pass go. They're going to get the first down here and a whole lot more. And again, we're going to be on a little bit of a delay here, which makes it a little bit tricky when it comes to some of this live betting. But we're going to be doing our best to watch all of these games at the same time here. I am the multitasker at the moment. Throw your questions, throw your comments in the chat here. This is a little bit of just hanging out, watching some games, enjoying some football. Remember to hit that subscribe button as well. Panthers now getting 27 points. If you liked them at what was their, let's go back and let's take a look at the main board here. Panthers were, if you liked them at 3.5, you're going to love them at 27.5 here. I think the Saints might just be able to cover that number as the Bills have come back here. They are now tied up at 17 apiece in this one. And you're getting Bills -3 here. Watch out if you see -3.5s out there because Bookmaker and Pinnacle are down at the 3. You are getting plus money on those 3.5s. But might want to just watch out for that key number. You don't want to get hooked there if this ends up being just as close of a game. But it looks like the Bills have woken up in this one. The other nice thing that Scott Hanson has that I don't have is he has the ability to cut into some play-by-play over here. Instead, I'm going to be talking this whole time. So again, we have started very strong out of the gate. Let's see if it keeps going. Big surprises of the season so far. I don't know exactly what I would say is really shocking me here on the board, which feels pretty good. I'd say the Vikings-Giants game. I thought the Giants were going to be a little bit better, but maybe it's more so that I thought the Vikings were going to be a little bit worse. But hey, shout out to Sam Darnold here. He is absolutely rolling early on in this one. As I'm going to take a look in and update on some of my bets here. And we're going to be chilling, still looking around. The Bills, like we said, have tied that game up. Houston has a 3rd and 5 here. This one could be interesting. That number currently at 7.5. Woof, you got DraftKings at 5.5 here and Caesars at 6.5. So if you can avoid that FanDuel price, I would recommend doing just that. Texans do not get the first down there, though. That is going to be a 4th down. We'll see if they're going to go for it here. Doesn't look like they are gonna. Looks like they are sending the punt team out there. As Jacksonville is still ahead 17-7 on Miami. Haven't talked about this game much at all so far, but Jacksonville coming out very strong to start the season here. Miami, what's going on with them? We'll see what happens, but this could blow the division wide open. I mean, if Buffalo and Miami both lose here, Patriots could be sitting atop the leaderboard by the end of week 1, knock on wood, if these games keep going the way they are. And the Texans are sending out the field goal unit. That kick is up and good. 15-7 now the score there. You are getting 7.5. Those 6.5s are going to be coming off the board here as it's lighting up. Still seeing DraftKings, Pinnacle, a bunch of 6.5s here. You can still get in under the 7, so I would avoid that FanDuel price at 7.5. Try not to get hooked. As Caleb Williams still struggling here, 9 for 18 for 65 yards so far, and the Bears just can't get anything going. Joseph Alvarado says, "Are you doing rails?" Let me tell you, man, this is a performance for the ages that I've got going on right now. I'm just going to try and keep talking my way through everything because it was a late night last night as the Bears are going to punt this one away. It was a late night, and I have done absolutely no performance enhancers. I have a C4 here that's my emergency caffeine boost, but I have not even dipped into it just yet. As the Dolphins also, nope, that's the Jaguars that punt that ball away. Dolphins are going to get it around their own 15. Looks like that's where that goes out of bounds. As Patriots almost get a pick here off the Bengals. Just a deflection did not work. There, deflection off the receiver, almost a tip drill, very close for that corner. It's going to be 4th and 2 for Cincinnati here. They are going to go for it because they are in plus territory here on this one. They are at around the 35-36 as they're going for this 4th down here. Could be very big for the game. They run a screen pass there. Do not get it. They do not get it. They get stopped, and the Patriots take over on downs. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's almost time to officially put the Cincinnati Bengals on a major upset alert. They are now we're crossing the 7, and we're crossing the 7 here. FanDuel's at 7.5 on this game. Caesar still has 6.5. It is 13-0, 7 minutes to play. Meanwhile, looks like there was a 3rd and 1 here, and Justin Fields snuck it for the Steelers. They're going to be on 3rd and 1 here. So that's Justin Fields getting up out of the pile there. We'll keep an eye on that. Most of these games going into commercial breaks right now. Woo! All right, Steelers did get a 1st down there. They're at midfield and driving as they have a handoff here, and that is going to go for a moderate gain. Again, I'm going to try and avoid doing too much play-by-play, but I'll keep you guys up to date on some of the big things going on as we're already starting to head into these 3rd quarters here. Ladies and gentlemen, the witching hour will be upon us before we know it. Let's stop back in and look at some of these in-game lines that we've got. Again, this Patriots game, like that's what I'm looking at right now. If I'm looking for an opportunity, I don't know that I necessarily love it, but I'm not betting it. But if you are looking for an opportunity here, you are seeing some 6.5s and FanDuel's on the opposite side at 7.5. You're at the very least getting in under that key number here. Meanwhile, Jacksonville now 4.5-point favorites at most of the shops. You can get 3.5 at Caesars. It's a very juiced 3.5, but we're not seeing anything underneath that key number of 3 here. Meanwhile, the Titans, 10-point favorites at the moment versus the Bears. Be careful on that. DraftKings has the best opportunity, and this is one that's actually a little bit of an interesting spot. You got the 9.5 minus 130 here at DraftKings, but you are getting in under that 10. Meanwhile, that Steelers-Falcons game, this one is going to be, right on it. Pinnacle has moved this number to 2.5 here in favor of the Falcons, and the Falcons do not have the ball at the moment. It is the Steelers. Meanwhile, we'll check in on, let's take a look here. Miami has the ball. They are deep in their own territory here after that punt. Houston has the ball. Indy has the ball in that one. They're down 15-7 at the moment. Oh, man, we might be fading a little bit right here. A wild week 1, Jansen Webb says, that's for sure. When you say key number, what exactly are you saying? Sorry, newbie. Hey, Jansen, first off, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you to everyone who's with us. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. But when we're talking about key numbers, so NFL scoring, you score in 3s, 6s, and 7s. So those numbers are more important to the line here. When you get the 3, the 6, 7, the 10, those are numbers that you really want to pay attention to. They're more valuable than like a move from 4 to 5 is not nearly as big of a deal as a move from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 or 6.5 to 7.5 and so on. Because again, it's all about the scoring increments that they use. And so you want to be looking for the numbers that properly correspond to that properly correspond to where the game is more likely to fall. So, for example, a game moving from 4.5 to 5.5, again, as I said, it's not that big a deal because it's very hard for you to score in increments. Like you can't score in increments of 4 or 5. And so most games are less likely to fall around those numbers. Whereas if you're getting 2.5 versus a 3, that can be a big deal because a game is more likely to land on a 3-point deficit or something like that. So you really want to be paying attention to those. Woo, here we go. We are keeping rolling along here as Will Levis moves on, gets the first down. Titans going to be at their own 40 on this one. The Bills are now driving a little bit here. They're going to have second and medium in their own territory, but they do have the ball here. And the Steelers are going to kick a very long field goal here. Looks like this is going to be a 55-yarder. That's going to be good. Steelers going to take the lead in this one. Meanwhile, the Patriots are going to be punting it away. Looks like could Jacoby Brissett be hurt? No, he's not hurt. He's just down. He's getting up right now. All right. Let's take a look back in at some of these numbers here. We've got some 1.5s. Bet Rivers is definitely slow there with that 5. That can't possibly be a real line that we see there. Bookmaker and Pinnacle both at 2.5 right now. Again, I do need to take my time here and do some hydration breaks as we go through. Checking back in on the scoreboard here. Houston's up 15-7. Tennessee up 17-3. Pittsburgh has just taken the lead. They're up 12-10 here. Cardinals tied with the Bills at 17-7. Jaguars still up 17-7. Jaguars up 17-7 on the Dolphins. Cardinals and Bills tied at 17 apiece. And the Patriots 6-point favorites now. You've got some 6.5s around town as well. They're up 13-0 here. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter in that one. And the Saints-Panthers game, I mean, I think that one might be the first one that we're saying, okay, we are looking back at that. And it looks like the Bears might have a turnover here. Bears are going to be getting the ball in plus territory if this ball was not down. We will see what that's going to be. It looks like 3rd and 15 right now for the Titans, and they have a man down. As we're kind of at the low point here. We can chill out a little bit. We started out hot. But we're kind of at a little bit of the low point as we're waiting for some of these games to just have some things happen in them. Let me hear from you guys so far. What has been your biggest surprise of the day so far? How are you feeling about your bets? Let me hear what some people are sweating out here because we are just trying to have some fun with this here today. As we look for some in-game opportunities. Yeah, you can tell coming down a little bit. Might have to pop into that emergency C4 caffeine boost in a little bit here. I'll save that as we try to get closer to the witching hour on this one. Again, thank you all so much for being here with me. As we're going to check out some of these games, let's see what we're on key number watch right now. Vikings Giants 21-6 the score at the moment. And the Vikings are laying 14.5. If you can find a 14, that might be something that you would be interested in taking, as some of these lines are going to start moving a little bit here. Trying to look and see what's going on in this Vikings game. I think that's the one game that I actually don't have up on my board right now, so I'm gonna have to add that one. I take that back. I also don't have Panthers Saints up right now. I need more screens. That's the reality of what we're looking at here. Jansen Webb says Cincy for sure didn't bet it, but my lord, they don't look great. I am not as surprised by this one. Cincy has had some slow starts here with T. Higgins out and Jamar Chase very clearly not at 100% here. Things are not going great overall for Cincy at the moment. I want to check in on some of these bets and how they are doing. I have cash one here on Jalen Warren's over. We got some good props going on at the moment. All right. We're keeping hydrated here. Falcons are in their own territory, but they are trying to start a drive here to answer back. Meanwhile, the Cincinnati Bengals once again backed up deep. They're on their own 10. This is going to be a very long drive for them as Joe Burrow uncorks a long one, and he's going to get the pass interference call here, and that's going to put this ball almost all the way up to the 50. I don't know if I agree with that call, but I am a little bit biased, and it still feels very weird rooting for the Patriots here in this one. But I can say there was some hand fighting going on that. I can see how that got where it did. Oh, and here we go. Captain Jack says there's a potential 2-point conversion that might come into play in the Minnesota-New York game that counterfeits the value of the 14, in my opinion. That is a very, very good point for Jack to be pointing out to us because we do have that 14.5. It is 21-6 in that game. Jack keeping us sharp here because this is one of the things that you do want to watch for is when these games get away from these key numbers. Like, for example, we got the Patriots at 13-0. That's going to change up what you're looking for in some of these scores here. We got a bunch of interesting scores going on at the moment. The Pittsburgh Steelers 12-10, Houston Texans 15-7. That's another one where you want to watch out. That's a reason that this game is hanging at the 7.5, 8.5 line right now. Panthers Saints, yeah, 30-3, the 27 there. The key number of 27 that we've got going on in that one. And then Bills and Cardinals still just tied up as it looks like there was a fumble. And the Bears are going to take it into the end zone here. It is going to be 17-10 on a scoop and score. 17-9, I should say. They'll have to kick the extra point. But 17-9 in that one right now. And those numbers are going to start lighting up as you see these 9.5s and 8.5 starting to come off the board after the scoop and score there. Cardinals, meanwhile, trying to drive. And Kyler Murray has fumbled the football. And it looks like the Bills are going to recover that one as well. And so now Bills 6.5 backers might be breathing a little more easily than they were at the start of this game when the Bills came out slow because they have woken up here. Cincinnati is now on the far side of the field. There we go. We got action going on now. We got stuff going on as Joe Burrow is going to pass that one, and that's going to be incomplete there. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Bengals just across midfield as the Bears do kick the extra point. Is now 17-10 in that contest. Woo! Starting to head through some of these third quarters here. We are blazing through week 1, blazing through the start of the game. Houston, Indy, the 8 is worth almost as much as the 7, Captain Jack says, because of what we're looking at here. And yeah, we are seeing some 7.5s and some 8s. It depends on your shop. 7.5 seems to be the number that things are landing on right now because, again, that's going to be a critical extra point there that is going to come into play if Indy comes back in this one. Let's take a look back over at some pregame lines here, and let's see if we can't find something for the later games today as well. But looking at some of these scores and where they're falling right now, let's take a look in at some of these pregame totals and see where we are. We are definitely getting behind pace here now in the Falcons-Steelers game. That total was at 43. We are at 22, but that scoring can change in a hurry. 17-10 for the Titans and the Bears. That total was at 43 pre-game here. We're at 27 points. They're motoring along for an over in that one. 15-7 in the Colts game. 48 was the total in that one. We are very, very much behind the 8 ball when it comes to that total going over. And I'm just looking at these in respect to the overs, but of course, feeling great for under bettors there. Don't want to jinx you guys. 24 points so far in the Jags Miami game. They were at 50 pre-game though, but they're not too far behind pace in that one. Meanwhile, this Cardinals Bills game, 45 points was the 45.5 points was the closing number when it comes to this total, and they are battling it out. This one is looking like our first shootout and our first real interesting game of the season here so far, although we got some good ones going on in this early window on week 1. Let's see. Let's check in on where things are. Oh, Bengals look like they are driving. Might finally be putting some points up on the board here. That game, total of 41 pregame, 13-0 still for the Patriots. But the Bengals are now in the red zone in this one here. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, this is a lot of talking, but we are having a good time. We are having a great day as the Bengals are not having a great day so far, and their backers are going to be sweating. Oh, there's a fumble. We will see if Joe Burrow was already down. Looks like they are saying it's going to be Patriots ball on the 1. Joe Burrow was scrambling around, and oh my God, could things get any worse for Cincinnati? I have a feeling this one is going to be marked down, though. I do not think that this is going to end up as a fumble. Looked like he was already down by the time that the ball popped out there. So that is something to keep an eye on with some of these in-game numbers. We'll switch back to those and take a look back at these spreads. That one, no surprise, you see numbers coming down off the board. Oh, Joe Burrow is so beyond down before that ball comes out. The Bengals are still going to have the ball here for sure. I would be flat out completely stunned if that is not if they uphold that turnover, because that is just frankly not a turnover in that game here. As Robert Clip says, wild. Yeah, it is a wild one right now. Let's see where else we can go. Looks like the Bills are getting close to a touchdown. Looks like the Bills might have backed their way into a touchdown, actually, and taken the lead in this game over the Cardinals. We're getting a ruling here. I can't hear it because I don't have the volume on. But yeah, Bengals are going to keep the offense on the field here. They are going to have the ball very much in the red zone. That was not a fumble. And let's see, what games do we have going on? Yes, the Bills do take the lead 24-17 now in that one. And yeah, Bengals keeping the offense on the field. Jansen Webb says Colts touchdown here. Yes, we do have a Colts touchdown in this one. And so, wow, it is 15-13 now. Will they go for the 2? They are in a commercial break at the moment, but we will see if they go for the 2 after this. Currently, that game sitting at Texans 2.5. There are some 3s and 3.5s out there, but again, those key numbers have changed a little bit as the Bears get a fourth down, get a big third down stop. They're going to force fourth down here for Will Levis and the Titans. Meanwhile, the Bengals once again trucking along on offense here. 2nd and 4, they pick up the first down. They're inside the 5 now. Looks like the Bengals could be scoring. And, I mean, you're not breathing easy yet if you're week 1 Bengals survivor backer, but you're going to be feeling a little bit better here as maybe New England is starting to regress their way back out of this game. They're going to need a big drive here to answer if the Bengals are able to convert. First and goal from the 5 here for them right now. Miami still hasn't woken up. 17-7. It's going to be third down for them. 3rd and 15, though. So that's going to be a pretty tall order as the Bengals get into the end zone. Looks like Chase Brown with the touchdown there. Nope, that's going to be that's going to be Moss on the touchdown there. Zach Moss gets the touchdown, and the Bengals are on the board here. Yep, Bengals are on the board. Zach Moss just rolling through people there into the end zone. Oh, and a flag. Looks like it is going to be a first down here because of an illegal block. And yeah, that flag is going to be on the Bears in that one. That's going to be an illegal block. They're going to have the ball, but they're going to be backed up here. There's an injury in the Dolphins game. Can't quite see who it is, but the Bengals are going for their extra point here. Of course, do not need a 2-point conversion here. They're going to be down by just 6. And you have to feel that 13-7 is going to be looming a little bit large here in this one. Meanwhile, hello, what is going on? We got the Steelers running wild here in their game, and Justin Fields is going to be throwing that ball downfield, and the Steelers are going to be moving into Falcons territory here. Falcons, interesting team so far, but the Steelers have been right in this one the whole way. And it's just a case of the receiver caught the ball, went down, but wasn't touched. So he was able to get back up and keep running, and he blew it for a huge, huge gain there. Buffalo is kicking off here 24-17 in that one. Let's take a look back in at some of these numbers that we've got here. And we are now seeing some 2.5s. Patriots still favored. I mean, I'm handicapping a little bit here when it comes to this, but I don't hate getting the Bengals at some plus money right now, especially when you've got some 2s out there, some 2.5s. And of course, that's going to be a much bigger number when it comes to this game right here, because it is 13-7. We've got that point throwing us off here. The Saints still up 37-3 here in the third quarter. They are looking to go over that total in a hurry in that one. 21-6 still in the Vikings-Giants game. Haven't seen too much going on there right now. Meanwhile, let's take a look. I mean, we've got a bunch of games that are right in contention here. A whole bunch of one-score contests. Pittsburgh Steelers, Atlanta Falcons at 12-10. 2 minutes left in the third quarter there. Currently, Steelers favored by 2.5. Circa had a pick for a moment, but I'm sure that is down due to the fact that they're not in TV timeout right now. Tennessee Titans up 17-10 on the Chicago Bears. They are currently getting laying 3.5 in that one. Bears getting 3.5 here at most places. And that's a game where the key numbers are still very much in effect, as that is a more traditional score that we've got going on there. Meanwhile, the Texans breaking a big run here on second down and almost taking it to the house. One man managed to get the shoestring tackle, and Joe Mixon is going to get stopped there. But a big gain for the Texans, and they are going to try and start putting a drive together on this one. Let's see where we can find some other good looks here. The Dolphins are now driving. Dolphins are now in plus territory. Dolphins are now in plus territory on this one here. But it looks like they might have just had a pass breakup or sack. Oh, well, they were in plus territory. Now it is 4th and 30 in the Dolphins game. They're going to punt that ball away. The first down was, oh my God, almost near the 10. 4th and 30 is truly special. That is not one of those down and distances that you see all that often here in the National Football League. Cincinnati Bengals kicking off. There's a flag in the Steelers game here. Second down for the Texans right now in that contest. Bears have the ball at their own 22, 2nd and 13 as they're trying to get this drive going. 3rd and 7 here for Buffalo. 3rd and 7 for Buffalo. We'll see what happens. Not for Buffalo, for the Cardinals, I should say. Hey, it's week 1. We're still figuring everything out here as the Texans do get the first down there. Cardinals, Kyler Murray is scrambling. He's going to take off running himself. He's going to get the first down and a whole lot more. Oh, wow, he's still running. That's more than a 20-yard gain there for the Cardinals versus the Bills. Let's see what else we've got going on around town here. Vikings rolling the Giants right now, 28-6 in this one. We got 17s and 18s all around the board. Trying to find some opportunities in some spots here. Looks like the Patriots are trying to put together a drive right now. We'll keep an eye on that one because that is going to be the big game that we're going to be sweating out here as we come around to it. And let's see, we might have let's see. I mean, I do need to take a little bit of a vocal break here at some point where we will be, once the fourth quarter's hit, we might be popping into the caffeine boost. What do you guys think here? I think that might be how we do things. Do. All right. Let's see what's going on. By the way, shout out to the Cowboys and Dak Prescott getting that deal done today. A little bit of Robert Cliff saying, get you some rest here. Hey, man, we're operating on very little sleep in this one. But the Cardinals are driving big time here. They're down at the 20, and now they're going to be down at the 15. See, we're getting our second win here. We're getting ramped up. We've got the end of the third quarter in the Patriots game. Patriots driving the ball here. They are almost to midfield. They've got short yardage territory to go. And the Steelers have a score here. It is 15-10 now in that game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. That game's still very much anyone's game. That number pregame, very interesting how much has happened to that line because, of course, you had all of the drama with Justin Fields, with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was supposed to be the starter. He gets hurt. So Justin Fields already getting to hop in and take over the QB1 spot here in the first game. And that number vacillated so wildly. You had 2.5s, 3.5s, even up to 4.5 for the Falcons at some point. And depending on where you got it, this could be a very, very interesting finale to this game. And let me tell you, for sticking around with me here, I promise you when we get towards the witching hour, we're going to be paying attention to some of these games and where their implications are going to be as far as some of the rather important numbers that they might fall on in the gambling side here. All right. Jaguars have the ball. They are in their own territory, but Trevor Lawrence uncorks a long one, and they're going to be across midfield on that first down play. Was that Christian Kirk? I don't think that was Christian Kirk that caught that ball, but it might have been. Is Calvin Ridley still on the Jaguars here? I think that was Calvin Ridley, if I am not mistaken here. Jaguars. Nope, that was Gabe Davis. I'm an idiot. Ignore that. Gabe Davis making a big play there for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. And meanwhile, Ridley with the Titans now. That's right. God, that Titans offense. You got gimpy DeAndre Hopkins, old Calvin Ridley. That Titans team is in some rough shape here. Trevor Lawrence on Clark's another. I think this one. Woo, it's gonna be another first down. Jaguars moving and really turning the screws on Miami here. A touchdown here would make it 24-7, and really put the Dolphins in a bad spot as we're heading towards some fourth quarters here. Texans have the ball. They are in plus territory, and they are going to be almost down into the red zone. They're getting down into the red zone here. All right. Patriots coming back. Start of the fourth quarter in that one. Must have been a long night in AZ. Jansen says, yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on. Whew. All right. Let's see where we're at in some of these games here. Going back, end of the third quarter. We're coming up on the end of some third quarters here. Texans still up by 2 over the Colts. That game, you're getting some 4.5, some 5.5s on the Texans in this one, and that's again one that you really want to watch for with these very weird score lines that we've got in some of these games. Patriots have another first down. They are driving. Patriots are driving here. This could be a very, very big deal if they can get a score out of this drive. It looks like they're going to be almost across midfield, if not all the way there. Jacoby Brissett showing off that dual threat ability. Arizona looking to tie things up against the Buffalo Bills here. This game right now, you've got some 4.5s in favor of the Bills. I don't know if they're going to be up for that much longer, but it is going to be a big third down here in the red zone at the 12 for the Arizona Cardinals. And meanwhile, yes, the Patriots almost to midfield in this one. They are toting the rock, and that one is going to go for no gain there. We got a whole bunch of flags coming in. Looks like we got holding on the Colts. That's going to back. That's going to give it's defensive holding. Defensive holding on the Colts there to end the third quarter. And there's a face mask, and the Jaguars are going to be very much in business here against the Dolphins, really trying to turn the screws in that one. Meanwhile, 3rd and 4, big third down play here. The Cardinals are not going to get it. Will they go for it on 4th down? We will find out. This could be a very pivotal moment in this game here, especially for those who have Arizona plus 6.5. You're going to be hoping for a field goal maybe here. And it looks like that is what they're going to be doing. It's 4th and 4 inside the 10. Anytime you can make a one-score game, you have to do it. So the Cardinals are going to kick the field goal here in this one. Oh, big deal going on in the Jacksonville game here. This could be a huge momentum swing as it looks like Brian Thomas Jr. just fumbled the ball into the end zone. Nope, that's Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne fumbles the ball into the end zone here. Miami going to take over possession. Woo! Oh, wow. Just a great punch out there by the safety for the Dolphins. And that ball just going to go all the way into the end zone. Dolphins recover it there. And that is going to be a huge change of possession. Let's take a look in at that score line because the Jaguars still favored, but now it's going to be, we've got bookmaker at 3.5 here. We got some 5.5s, a couple 3.5s out there in the marketplace for you to watch out for here. Definitely keep a bit of an eye on that game as that is a very big change. Fourth quarter starting here in the Falcons game. Falcons are going to have the ball, and Kirk Cousins getting rattled around, thrown to the ground there. Just got to watch out for that offensive line if you're the Falcons because Cousins is coming off of that Achilles tear, of course. Not looking too terrible so far, but TJ Watt just terrorizing him on that play as the Bears are still doing nothing. Bears are doing nothing on offense here. It has been a rough start to the Chicago Bears season so far when it comes to the offense. They've got a touchdown from a scoop and score. We have a bunch of games right now that are in commercial break, but that Falcons game is going on. And this is the second straight play that I've looked over, and Kirk Cousins has just been throwing the ball into the ground. 3rd and 15 in that one here. 2nd and 10 for the Bears at the moment. Caleb Williams with an actual clean pocket for just about a second, and he holds on to that ball for way too long. Throws a dart to the sideline. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 there for the Bears. And this is one that Bears keeping, no pun intended there, Bears keeping an eye on. You've got Tennessee right now. You've got some 3.5s out there, some 4.5s, even 5.5s in the market. Not, the biggest deal in the world, but they could be getting the ball back here real quick. As we see a couple fours out there as well. Oh, I don't want to pop this. I really don't want to pop this, but I think I have to, which I'm not looking forward to. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are dipping into the caffeine reserves. Oh, this is not hitting different. This is not hitting different right now. Caleb Williams, a stellar 9 for 22 for 65 yards, but he breaks the first down there on a scramble on 3rd and 10. Uses his legs to make the play. Meanwhile, looks like the Steelers are going to have the ball, or maybe not. No, Steelers are going to get the punt. Kirk Cousins throws another pass into the ground. That's what he's been doing. We got a potential fumble here in the Patriots game. This one really worth keeping an eye on. This could be the big momentum shift that that Bengals backers need. Yeah, that ball is out. That ball is out. Looks like Ramondre Stevenson drops that one, but he kind of recovers it. Oh man, this is going to be an interesting one here. Can't hear what Gene Steratore is saying on this one. He probably agrees with the refs. No surprise. Touchdown, Miami. Touchdown, Miami here. It is going to be 17-13, extra point pending, and no surprise, Tyreek Hill, 80-yard touchdown reception here. And boy, he is going to be just right back to it, isn't he? As meanwhile, we've got a turnover in the Colts game here. Colts might have just gotten the ball, but it looks like there's a flag on the play. We'll keep an eye on that one here. Call confirmed as Cincinnati challenges it. So it looks like New England is going to hold on to the ball in the Patriots-Bengals game here. Second down is second down. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that one, but Bengals backers be sweating right now. The sweat is officially on here for the Cincinnati Bengals survivor entries. Woo! We could be losing a lot of people out of the pool here. Oh, this is working. This is working right away. Miami Dolphins kick the extra point. They're going to be down 17-14. Let's take a look at this one on the screen here. Wow, Tyreek Hill really did just take absolutely took off for an 80-yard touchdown there for the Dolphins. And that game, Dolphins still not the favorite right now, obviously. But we're gonna see some 2.5s here. This score line is gonna get updated. We're seeing a bunch of 2.5s. The Texans are in the red zone here. This could be a very, very big deal. A very big deal here, as the Texans are going to score, and they are going to go up 21-13 in this one. Extra point pending there to make it 22 and put this game back to 8. But Joe Mixon is going to get on the board there. Meanwhile, second down for the Patriots here. Ramondre Stevenson just keeps on trucking along. All right, let's see what else is going on. Looks like the Bills are driving once again. Bills are driving once again here, and I am taking a peek at some of my prop bets to see where things are currently landing on some of these games. Jalen Polk is not doing anything for me here. I would love if Jacoby Brissett would pass the ball to him just a little bit more. Also would love some Stephon Diggs passes there. Anthony Richardson was taken off to start the game, and that has absolutely cooled off there. All right. In the meantime here, let's see where we are at. 22-13 for the Texans here 22-13 in favor of the Texans. They're going to be 6-point favorites. We got some 6.5s lines changing all around the board there. The Carolina Panthers, don't call it a comeback. 37-10 now. They get on the board versus the Saints. Pittsburgh still up 15-10. The Patriots, critical third down here at the Bengals 35. Jacoby Brissett going to get that ball to his target, and that's going to be a first down. Hunter Henry on the catch, and the Patriots are officially driving here. We'll see what's going to happen. Let's see. Can they get into the end zone and extend their lead back to 2 scores in this one here as the fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go in the game there. Could be a very big deal. Arizona did kick that field goal a while back. It is 24-10 in that one. Bills have a 3rd and 9 right now. Jacksonville looking to hold on to their lead. They've got a 2nd and 9 here as they try and scrape together a drive. The terrible towels are out in Atlanta. And it is going to be a first down here for the Steelers off a pitch to Najee Harris, and he's going to take off with that one. Oh, wow. He broke off a nice little game there as the Steelers get to midfield now. Ooh, what else do we got going on in these games right now? Jacksonville 2.5 right now versus Miami. Can't say that you're surprised by that line at all. Jacksonville's got 2.5. The Steelers are 5.5-point favorites. We got some 4.5, some 5.5s out there. Tennessee Titans 3.5 across the board here. New England Patriots, we got some 2.5, some 3.5, some 4.5s going on in that one. These are the games that we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on as we get down to the wire. But let's take a look back in again on some of these pregame lines that we had and see where we are going. Okay, let's see. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. That game, Steelers, again, ended up closing 4. This game has been anywhere from 2.5 all the way up to 4 for the Falcons. And that could be a very, very big deal depending on what number you get, because I'm guessing the Falcons will go for 2 if they were to score a touchdown. They do not have the ball right now, though, and the Steelers are driving, but there's a fumble. Nope, no fumble. Looked like a bunch of people dive into the ball. Patriots drive has stalled out here. They're going to go for the field goal, it looks like. Yes, they're going to be kicking a field goal. Still a very big deal. Makes it a 2-score game there. This one could be this could be a very, very big deal. If the Patriots were to eliminate Bengals survivor entries on day 1, that would be quite something here. As we keep going, and it's another big run for the Steelers. They're just ripping off chunk play after chunk play every single time that we come back to this game here. And the field goal is up and good. New England 16-7 over the Bengals right now. This game closed more than a touchdown favorite for the Bengals, and they are not looking anywhere near like they should be in this one. Meanwhile, Tennessee Titans, Chicago Bears, that one was a 4.5, depending on where you got it by the time that line closed, and the Titans currently winning that game outright. But the Bears do have the football. Meanwhile, 2nd and 10 here for Indy after an incomplete pass. They are trying to put something together. Can Anthony Richardson put together a drive to go and, well, you can't tie this game up. They are down 9, but they're going to need those points. There's a flag on the play. We'll see where that's going to go. Oh, and Caleb Williams fumbles the snap, but he manages to get back up, gets on the ball, launches one deep to the end zone, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone there. Nothing doing on the play. 4th and 2 now for the Bears. We'll see if they go for that or not. The Steelers, they are currently driving. They are into Atlanta territory, and they're down into the red zone now. Looks like that's going to be 3rd and 1, maybe first down. I'm thinking that's 3rd and 1 here for the Steelers at the Atlanta 20 in this one right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting to get towards the witching hour. Starting to get towards the witching hour in these early game windows. Oh, I am looking forward to this because we're going to be having some fun. We are going to be having some fun watching some of these games come down to the wire. Jacksonville, Miami. This is such a big deal at this point. Miami was a 3.5-point favorite, and they are losing the game by 3 right now at the end of the third quarter. They're 17-14 in that one. Justin Fields keeps it himself, gets the first down there for the Steelers. Steelers have a chance to make this a 2-score game here in the red zone. Colts are driving now. And the Jaguars are going for it on a big 4th and 1 here. They're being aggressive. They're at their own 32. It's a handoff to Travis Etienne, and he is going nowhere. He's going all the way back. He's now at the 20, and he reverses the field completely, and he's not going to get there. The Dolphins hold strong, and now, wow, the comeback trail is on here. Big for Miami, and this would be a very big one indeed for the number at 3.5 there. Could be a very big deal if they can get a touchdown out of this one here at the start of the fourth quarter. They're going to have the ball in the red zone to start their drive. That is very, very big indeed. Now let's see what else is going on around the league. We can start taking a look at some of these scores again. Let's go to total watch here. We got 25 points right now in the Falcons-Steelers game as we are halfway through the fourth quarter there. Not looking great for the over 43 in this one. Titans and Bears. You're going to see me trying to do basic math on the spot here. We got a 30 point total in that one. 30 total points right now. Two more scores gets us over the number. We have 35 points out of the Texans Colts game. So that one, again, we're looking for 2 touchdowns here in these 2 games. If you are an overbacker, if you're an underbacker, you are obviously hoping that they slow the heck down right now. I don't think that we're going to get there in the Jaguars Dolphins game, but we'll see. These are 2 teams that can put up points in a hurry, as it doesn't look like that's what's going on here right now. All right, well, we'll see, because Miami is poised to score here. That could be one that makes it a very interesting total to be watching as we come down to the wire. And our first potential over we are looking at in the Cardinals-Bills game, because we are at 44 points right there, and it is 45.5 to 46. Let's see where this number ended up. Yeah, this was pretty much 45s, 46s, and some 47s. This total came down from its opening lines over the summer here. And the Bills are in scoring range here, so this might be our first one going over today. The Bills are in 2nd and goal right now. We'll see if they keep up with that. 3rd and 3 for Miami. They do not get it. They might be kicking a field goal just to tie this game up here in Miami versus Jacksonville. 2nd and 10 for the Bengals here. 8 minutes to play in the 4th. And they do have the ball. They are driving. They're inside the Patriots 40 right now. Meanwhile, also in the red zone, 3rd and 2 for the Steelers. They try a screen pass that's not going to get there. It's going to be 4th and 1. 4th and 1, depending on the spot. It should absolutely be a 4th down here. We'll see if they're going to go for it or not. Pickens was trying to reach out to get that one, but he was not close. Let's see what else is going on. 42-yard attempt here in the Miami game, but he shanks it. Oh, he shanks it badly. That never had a chance, and Miami's going to stay down 3 points in that game. Meanwhile, 3rd down here for the Bengals. 4th and 1 for the Steelers at the 5. They try a tush push, do not get anywhere near it. Justin Fields just basically collapsed to the ground immediately. Nowhere near close. How is it that no other team has figured out how to do this? The Steelers are going to turn that ball over on downs, and the Falcons are going to get possession back at their own 5. Bengals here on 3rd and 5 right now. And Joe Burrow is going to get sacked. Joe Burrow is going to get sacked, and it's going to be 4th down in field goal range here for the Bengals. So they're going to try and bring this one back to a 1-score game, but time is starting to run out for them. 6:50 left in that one. And Buffalo has scored. We have our first over of the day. 31 to 20 now, 51 points here as Buffalo gets into the end zone, and Arizona Cardinals backers in shambles right now. That's 6.5. At serious jeopardy of not being covered at this point. And you have to hope that maybe you grabbed a 7 and are going to have a little bit more. Well, I mean, it's not going to matter here. It's 31 to 20. But still, the key number's not going to matter as much in that one, but they're going to need a score for backers to keep it. Oh, Jamar Chase just broke our Derek Carty play, bro. KGB says, oh, that is unfortunate there. Oh, well, that was going to be a tough one to cash, and he is going to go over that total of 59.5. That is very lame. We do not like that at all, and I am losing some bets now in some of these games, which I do not like, obviously. Yeah, I might go perfect 0 for 4 in this Bengals game as far as the prop lines go, because I had Chase under, Jalen Polk over, Ramondre Stevenson under receptions. That's already lost, and Jacoby Brissett really cooled off. I had him over 200 passing yards. He's at 118 right now, so things not looking good in that one. Need the Texans to pass the ball here a little bit more versus the Colts in this one. But we'll see. We got some other games going on. Other things looking good. Bro, KGB, thanks for following along, and thanks for checking out the Derek Carty streams as well. Every Friday at noon, we are going to be doing those throughout the season, talking some NFL prop bets with Derek Carty from EV Analytics, looking at his blitz projections. Ooh, Caleb Williams had one batted away that could have been picked. A very, very nice play there. And meanwhile, Jacksonville trying to drive here. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what happens in that one. We're starting to come around to it. TV, the hardest working man in show business. Yeah, we got plenty of shows on the slate every week here. 11 a.m. We're going to be on Fridays. We're going to be talking 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're talking with Chris K from here at Unabated. Chris K talking college football props, and then we lead that right into the Derek Carty prop show for NFL. And oh man, that tush push by the Steelers just did not work at all. Justin Fields did not. Credit to the Falcons, they came right over the top and they were just able to stop them. So they're going to have the ball there. Jaguars now driving, looking to maybe put this one. You can't say put it on ice. Way too much time left in that one. They just started the fourth quarter there a little while ago. As the Cardinals are breaking a huge one here. This might go all the way into the end zone, and it will. Cardinals score a big one, and that is going to put them back within one score here. DJ Dallas. If you had DJ Dallas anytime touchdown, congratulations to you here. You might be the only person in existence that had that, but he is going to break a big run and score. At least it looks like he scored. It might be down at the one at the pylon here. We'll see what we call out. The pylon was already down on the field. But it looks like he was in the end zone, I would say, as the Bengals 16-10 now in that one as they kick off, as they kick off there. And yeah, wow, it is still so weird not having Bill Belichick coaching a football team. Very strange feeling. Can't say I hate it though. As the Texans are ripping off just massive yards on the ground here. That is all that they're doing. And yes, the Bills, the Cardinals are going for two. Cardinals are going for two to make this a 3-point game. We will see what they can do on this 2-point conversion here. Meanwhile, Bears kicking a field goal to try and make it a 1-point game here. 4th and 9. This is going to be a 48-yard attempt here for Cairo Santos. So we got a bunch of potential scoring plays going on as there's a batted down pass in the Steelers game there. Okay. We got points because the Cardinals have officially gotten their 2-point conversion. Is 31-28 in the Bills-Cardinals game now. The Bears have scored a field goal to make it a 1-point game there. Someone is down for the Bengals. Don't know who. Looks like there's no way that is a fumble in the Steelers game. That ball was going forward before it was batted around. It was batted backwards, so it's 3rd and 12 now from the Falcons 5. They had a touchdown and then fumble, punt on their next drives here, as they have very much not been getting into a flow since the Kyle Pitts touchdown, as Kirk Cousins is going to take that snap and he's going to throw it well short of the line to gain. Kyle Pitts catches it, but it's going to be 4th down. Falcons going to punt this one away. Texans are now in the red zone. It's 22-20. They are looking to extend their lead to 2 scores here, as they're gonna be going around. They're gonna be trying to make something happen. Tank Dell gets the catch there. 2nd down again, we're almost in the red zone here for the Titans. Falcons are punting. Jacksonville has a false start penalty that's going to pull them back 5 yards, and the rest of the games here are in commercial breaks. All right. Let's take a look back on some of these live numbers that we've got going on here. Jacksonville still just a 1.5 to 2.5 point favorite versus the Miami Dolphins, and that is one that I want no part of right now, as Jacksonville punts that ball away, and Miami's going to start their next drive from around their own 7. Texans, Joe Mixon, 1st down, and Texans are going to be in business here as they are headed into the red zone to try and extend their lead. There is a flag in the Steelers game. And that is all the updates I have for you. Everything else is in timeouts right now. 6 minutes to go here. We are officially on Bengals sweat watch here. I pray for you, but I do not pray too hard if you are a Bengals survivor holder, because I am not. And we are very much hoping that you lose here, at least from where I am sitting. And let's see what's going on in that game here. Looks like Ramondre Stevenson is running the football. That's the update I have for you in that game. There is not much going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Not much. We got a whole bunch of games in breaks. There's literally no football happening at this moment. What happened in that Falcons game, though? Let's go back. I'm going to go back a couple seconds here to this and see what happened. It looks like there were a couple fouls on in that game, and so now they're in a commercial break as well. The Bears have kicked off. The Titans are returning. Oh, Titans return it out to the 30, and that kick returner got popped at the 30 there. That did not look fun. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I do not play football or ever have. There are those days where you're like, oh, I could have played football if I had like the size of some of these dudes. And then you see some of those hits and you're just like, that's a routine hit for some of these guys. And it's just, yeah, no, I'm not getting up from that. That's a hard pass. As meanwhile here, Arizona. Ooh, okay. DJ Dallas anytime touchdown. My bad. I thought he broke off a long run. He broke off a kick return for a touchdown there. Sorry, guys. I was a little bit asleep at the wheel on that one. A huge return. The first kick return touchdown of the season here. And you have to think these teams have to eventually just start throwing it, kicking it out of the back of the end zone as the Titans are now driving, trying to extend their lead, gain on that 1 point lead that they've got going on there. You've got some picks, you've got some +1.5. DraftKings has moved this game to a very, very juiced 1.5 for the Titans here. Meanwhile, the Texans are on 2nd and goal from the 3. This is the closest scoring action that we've got at the moment. Joe Mixon is bouncing it to the outside, and he's not going to get anywhere on that. That's going to be 3rd and goal there. 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 for the Patriots, as well as the Texans, but they're at 3rd and goal. Dolphins backed up deep in their own territory to start this drive from the 8 after that punt from the Jaguars. They're down 3, and they're trying to break out here as we finally have games coming back on. Big 3rd and 5 from just about in midfield here for the Patriots. This would be a monumental conversion with 4 minutes to play, but Jacoby Brissett throws it short of the line to gain because why are you running a route that doesn't go to the sticks on 3rd down? Someone explain this to me. And now they're going to punt the ball away because they're going to be conservative on this one. I guarantee you that is what is about to happen here. Why would you do that? That's just my question at the end of the day here for they're going for it. 4th down and 2. Looks like the Patriots, they might just be trying to draw them off sides here and then call the timeout. That would be what I expect. There's no way you're running a tush push. This is a hilarious joke of a formation that they're lined up in here as they're just trying to hard count it. And absolutely no one on the Bengals is fooled here. And they're going to take the 5-yard penalty, it looks like, and they are going to move on back and punt this football away. They were just trying to draw them off sides there. 4th down and goal here for the Texans. This is going to be a big one. 4th and goal could be a huge stop for the Colts. Give them a chance to win this game if Anthony Richardson can put together a drive. But instead, it's going to be a touchdown for the Texans. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown grab of the day. Wow, very nice for Stephon Diggs here. As it looks like Josh Allen is going to get hit as he was sliding, but it looks like he was run into a little bit there. And the Bears have taken the lead. The Bears have taken the lead in their game against the Titans here. This is a very big one. The 2nd defensive score of the game for the Chicago Bears. They had a scoop and score earlier. What happened this time? Will Levis just throws the ball away while he's going down. He has his hands in the surrender cobra as he knew immediately that was such a mistake to just launch that one out there. And that is a pick 6. The Bears defense has now scored twice in this one, and they have taken the lead over the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, Justin Fields, that didn't look fun at all. Justin Fields getting rattled around there as he gets sacked, and they will punt it away, and the Falcons will have a chance to win that game. We're coming into the witching hour, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. It is officially witching hour time here as we've got a couple games in the 4-minute mark. 2-point attempt is good. Bears take a 24-17 lead there. The Cardinals get a nice play behind the line of scrimmage. They are looking to make a defensive stand and try and win this game. Oh, man. Bengals are backed up, and they are going to throw an incomplete pass on first down. They are backed up at their own 10. Steelers punting the ball away from their own 20, but it's blocked. No, it's not blocked, but that's going to be a roughing the kicker penalty there. The punter was definitely walloped on that one late. Steelers are going to get this ball back. Huge, huge, huge play here, but their punter is also down. That did not look fun. He is in a lot of pain. That bears watching, but Steelers are going to get the ball back here. It looks like that fourth down penalty should give them a first down. All right. Ooh-wee. We are getting ready here. We are getting ready here to head into the witching hour. 3rd and 10 for the Bengals. 3rd and 10 with 3 minutes left. They have all of their timeouts. But ladies and gentlemen, things are not looking good for the Cincinnati Bengals in this one. They need to get something going here with 3 minutes left in this game. 3 minutes left in the game. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. This is definitely the biggest play going on right now. This 3rd down play from their own 10, the Bengals, and that pocket is deteriorating. Joe Burrow is going to have to dump it off. And I don't know. I think they might. I don't know if they're going to go for this or not. It's going to be a 5-yard gain. They're going to have 4th down and 5 here, and we'll see what happens in this Bengals game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one to watch. We are on upset alert early here in this one for Cincinnati. And they're going to punt the ball away. Cincinnati is going to punt the ball away and attempt to get it back to get the stop, which, let's be frank, it should not be that hard against the Patriots. Yep, there 2:13 left, and there's going to be a flag there as well. What's that penalty going to be? Because that could be very, very big for this game. Oh, the Steelers do not get the ball back. It is just 4th and 31 now instead of 4th and 36. But they're going to be re-kicking despite the fact that their punter was very much hurt on that last play. I don't know why you would re-kick in that scenario, but it looks like they might be bringing out the kicker to punt. Or it might be that he is back up here, but they're going to re-punt this ball. 4th and 31. 4th and 31, but a very booming punt that's going to get fielded at the 40, and that's where they're going to get stood up. And there's an illegal substitution flag on Cincy, so they will not be they will be giving up even more field position there in that one. Now let's see what's going on here. Colts, they're going to need to throw the ball a lot to get back into this game. 29-20, and Anthony Richardson airing it deep down the field, but it's going to be incomplete there. 2nd and 10 for the Colts. Guys, are we sweating? Are we sweating right now? I think we're sweating, especially if you are a Bengals backer. 1st and 10 for the Patriots at their own 30 here as they try and ice this game and knock out 34% of the survivor pool right off the bat. Meanwhile, Falcons. There we go. These are the two games. These are the two games coming down to it right now. The Falcons, with 3 minutes to go, are at the 40, and they are going to be trying. Oh, as Bijan Robinson breaks one, and they'll be across midfield here as they try and get the win in this one in a game that would be an absolutely wild result, given what the number has moved from. Could be anywhere. Meanwhile, Kyler Murray gets sacked on 3rd down, and that is going to be a very, very bad one for the Cardinals there. But they are only down by 3 points, so that might be a very big one for the number as Kirk Cousins throws on 1st down, and it's going to be picked off. And that should do it here for the Steelers. The Falcons, Kirk Cousins throwing a pick, and it's going to be almost a pick 6. They return that all the way down to the 15. Kirk Cousins throws a pick, and that should do it. I don't know if I should say should do it. Because, if they get the stop here, they've got all 3 timeouts, so they could potentially get the ball back. Probably in that case, they would be down 8 and need to try and tie this game up as the Dolphins are also driving here. 7 minutes left in that one. Patriots pick up a 1st down and the Bengals could be knocking out so many survivor plays to get started here. Meanwhile, Will Levis is very much struggling in this one. The Titans just are not they're just not playing good football right now, and they may very well lose this game as a result. Let's see what else we've got here. Anthony Richardson did have a nice play there. Alec Pierce going all the way downfield, and Anthony Richardson, oh man, he gets the ball to him. Colts are going to be down at the 15, but if he had thrown that a little harder, might have been all the way in for a score. But now Anthony Richardson is going to run it for the first down, and they're going to be down to the 5. All right, let's take a look at some of these numbers that we have coming down to the wire here. We're going to go back to the pregame screen. Cousins pick Jansen Webb. Turn on the AC and don't sweat, says Paul. Oh, man, we are going to be sweating no matter how much you put the AC on here. All right, so let's take a look at some of these games and where they are falling right now. Pittsburgh, Atlanta. That one's likely a wrap here. If you were an Atlanta Falcons backer, you are probably going to lose this game. Meanwhile, Titans Bears, this one currently a 7-point game right now, but the Bears have the football and are trying to start a drive. They were backed up in their own territory. Caleb Williams with a whopping 86 passing yards today. 2 defensive touchdowns for Chicago in this one. Texans Colts is coming down to the wire here. This is a very, very big deal, ladies and gentlemen, in this game, as this one finished. This one ended up closing 3. But if we look at the unabated line here, we did have some 2.5s, but this was very much a lot of 3s here. And so we could have a very big deal in this one. We are officially on backdoor cover watch here as Indy down 9 is at the 5 right now with 3:30 to play in this ball game. This could be a very, very big moment for some as Anthony Richardson has his pass batted down over the middle. 2nd and goal for the Colts there. And again, we are watching this one with great earnest because that could be a very, very big number. Meanwhile, 2nd and 12 for the Dolphins here. No, it's going to be 3rd down for the Dolphins here. 3rd down for the Dolphins in this game. They were 3.5-point favorites, but they're currently losing by 3 here. But that 3.5 could be a very, very big deal if they were to get a touchdown. But it's going to be 3rd and 14. Very tough for them as Justin Fields is going to break this one and get the first down for the Steelers here down to the Falcons 10. Let's see some more of these scores here. That Cardinals-Bills score is a very big deal right now as the Bills are in the red zone. But this game was at 6.5. A field goal here would save things for Cardinals backers. A touchdown would be disastrous for them. And here we go. Now we're getting into it where we get to watch some of these games that are going to be that may not have huge implications for the win-loss record, but are going to have huge implications for the number here as the Dolphins are going to be kicking a field goal to try and tie this game up. Jason Saunders, he missed earlier, but it's a 37-yarder here. And he's going to make it. So we have a tie game in Jacksonville, and that one could be a very, very big deal for the number, depending on what that next score is going to be here. Colts, meanwhile, Anthony Richardson is going to take off and run on 4th and goal, and he's trying to plow his way into the end zone. He gets there. They turned him around, but they're saying touchdown. Anthony Richardson scores there on 4th down, and that is a whopper for the pregame line here of 3. We will see what they do. 29-26 now. Will they go for 2? No, they're going to go for 1 because obviously you're going to go for 1 in this scenario. And that is going to be a very, very big deal for the number in this game. Texans, Colts, 3-point. It's a 3-point game right now, but they're going to kick that extra point. And that is a very, very big deal. Colts backers here elated, even if Colts fans may still be feeling hollow, but there's 2:14 left. They're going to probably have to go for the onside kick there. They do have all 3 timeouts. We'll see what they do with that. And if the Texans try and put more points on the board or just try and kill out the clock here. 1st and 10. And ladies and gentlemen, It is officially over in Cincinnati. Well, not officially over. It is unofficially over here. But the Patriots are taking their kneel downs, and ladies and gentlemen, goodbye Bengals in Survivor. Goodbye Bengals in Survivor, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be a huge one there. Now let's take a look in at some totals here as we're coming down to the wire in this in these games as well. Let's see, we got 34 points down in Miami, so we're probably not coming up on that one. We have some overs here, and we have a whole bunch of games that are going over. Jesus, the Saints 47-10 here. They cleared that total by themselves of 41. And there's just been absolutely nothing happening in the Vikings-Giants game for like the entire second half here. That game is likely going to stay under its number. Meanwhile, the Bears, all right, Bears are trying to make something happen, but nothing really doing. And it's going to be fourth down. They're going to be punting the ball away. Titans are going to have one last chance to win this game with 3 minutes to play. And the Patriots have done it. It is now official. Goodbye, Bengals. And the week 1 massacre hits for Circa Survivor as the most owned team in the Cincinnati Bengals goes out. And I will toot my own horn a little bit here for saying, hey, maybe don't pick them this week because bad things could be happening here. So I'm feeling good about that one. Let's take a look at some of our in-game numbers here as well. Most things coming off the board at this point. So we're going to be switching back to the pregame lines there and taking a look at some of these really important ones coming down the stretch. Because again, we have the Falcons Steelers game where the Steelers are just trying to ice this one here, 2nd and goal. Buffalo and Arizona. And that is a very big stop for the Arizona Cardinals here, as it is going to be a field goal for the Bills. It is 34-28 in that one. And this one, we are staying right under that 6.5 number right now, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals backers feeling very good there as we're coming in on the witching hour. Games are starting to come down the pipe and down the wire. Bears are going to be punting this one away from just inside Titans field position. So the Titans are going to have 2.5 minutes to try and go down the field and score or win the game. They're going to start at their own 18 or so here. Meanwhile, Kyler Murray and the Cardinals looking to knock off Buffalo. They've got the 6.5 right now. They are covering the number, and Cardinals backers are feeling pretty good. But we will see if Buffalo Survivor holders will also be feeling a little bit of pain when it comes to the end of this game. This is going to be a very big deal here. And we can also I can start cleaning up some of these screens that I've got going on here. And what is going on in the Dolphins game? There's celebrations going on here for the Jaguars, but I don't quite understand what is celebrations going on, but it says 1st and 10 here. Oh, okay. So this must have been fielding the punt. The Jaguars have punted, and it is going to be 1st and 10 for Miami. They have a long way to go, but they're going to be at their own 35 here. 2 minutes to try and win this game, and they only have to get into field goal range as we have this one tied here. Meanwhile, very big deal for the Steelers as Justin Fields keeps the ball, and they're just going to try and kick the field goal here and leave the Falcons with absolutely no time left on the clock, just 30 seconds or so to go the length of the field and score 8 points to tie the game up. All right, now let's see what happens here in the Cardinals game as another kick goes out of bounds. Cardinals are going to have fantastic field position to start their potential game-winning drive here. They've got 2 minutes to try and make this one an upset. But for Cardinals backers, they're still feeling good as they had that 6.5 pregame line that is now that they are currently sitting nice and pretty and covering here. Titans, meanwhile, it doesn't look like they're going to cover the number without getting the win here. They are going to need, or at the very least, tying this game back up, and then that could start some implications there for a field goal in overtime. But first, they've got to make it all the way. Cardinals starting their drive at the 40 here. Again, this is a big one for some, at least when it comes to survivors. Ooh, as that ball bounces off of his receiver there. 2nd and 10 for the Cardinals here. Now let's take a look back in at the totals markets. Again, Giants game, that one goes under. Patriots game, that one goes under. I have a hard time thinking that the Jaguars game is going to end up going over. And then, of course, we did have the Houston Indy game go over their total. And we've gone over the total here. Oh, we're right on the total, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. This is a big one to watch. We got some implications here in the Titans-Bears game, because if the Titans score, we're going to go over. If not, it's going to depend on which number you got this. We're close. We're close with the 43 points. With the 43 points there, this one is going to come right down to it. We're sitting on 41 right now, and you're not kicking a field goal if you're Tennessee, and that's the big problem here for overbackers. But underbackers will be sweating a little because a touchdown is going to sink you there. Cardinals, meanwhile, are driving here. As I'm just going to do some screen maintenance, trying to clean up some of these games that maybe don't necessarily mean anything. Cardinals are driving. They are in plus territory now. And meanwhile, the Texans are going to try and run out the clock, but they're not going to. They're having a hard time with it, because it is going to be. Ooh, it was 3rd and 11, and it looks like that could be a catch and a first down. They're saying yes, first down under the 2-minute warning here for Houston. Very, very big deal in that one. But again, Colts backers still getting that 3 covered here. Woo! If you had 2, that's a rough one, but 3 here, the magic number right now for the Colts. And man, some of these games are coming right down to it. Again, Cardinals here are on 3rd down. They are currently covering the 6.5. I do not think the Panthers are going to cover the 3.5. This is a very hot take right now with 5 minutes to go in a game that is 47-10 right now. All right. Giving you the roundabout update here. Cardinals currently down by 6, but they're covering the 6.5. 40 seconds to go. They have 2nd and 10 in plus territory, trying to get the win here and making Buffalo Survivor entries really sweat this one out. Then Miami, Jacksonville, 17-17, 1 minute 15 to go. Miami has the ball, 2nd and 10 for them, working on getting a spot there. And the Bears and the Titans, we are coming down to the wire here, 24-17 in this one, as there's going to be an incompletion, and doesn't look like there's a flag coming down. So 3rd and 10 for the Cardinals, 3rd and 8 for the Titans here versus the Bears at their own 40. And they're going to throw that one behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 8 when you needed to get a first down. They throw behind the line. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. That is all I'm asking of you. Make some things make sense with these play calls in these games. All right, Dolphins are past midfield. Ooh, and they are down into field goal range here, but Jason Sanders was an absolute shankopotamus on an earlier one. They've got 1:13 and 2 timeouts, though, to try and make this an easier field goal for him. But Dolphins looking to go and win this game. But if they do it by a field goal, huge there for Jacksonville, 3.5 backers. Meanwhile, 4th and 7 here for the Cardinals. 4th and 7 for the Cardinals. Again, they are still covering the number, and it looks like, the Bears managed to get the stop on 4th down. They are going to win this game 24-17 over the Titans. 2 defensive touchdowns in that one. And that game, Titans +4, not going to cash for you there. And the total is going to stay just under there. Very, very nicely done for unders and Bears backers in that one. Texans, they get the first down here, but the Colts still have 2 timeouts, so it's second down now. Second down now for the Texans. Colts are going to be calling those timeouts to try and get the ball back, but they're currently covering the 3 in this game. Cardinals, 4th and 7. Here we go. This is the ball game. They are going for it from the 30 of the Bills, and Kyler Murray launches that one, and it's dropped. And the Bills are going to just barely hang on to win this game, but the Cardinals will cover the 6.5 in that one. And ladies and gentlemen, these games are coming right down into it here as we get to the end, and it's going to be a first down for the Dolphins here. They are just driving to try and finish this game off, but 3.5 is the number there. Jacksonville backers going to be feeling pretty good covering this one here. Very well done if you are Jacksonville backers. Very bad if you are a Jacksonville fan and hoping for the win, because it looks like the Dolphins are going to be able to pull this one out. But then again, why am I jinxing things? Jason Saunders did have a very, very bad miss earlier, as the Bills game is going to wrap up. They're going to take the V for victory, and they're going to knee it out there. Meanwhile, Dolphins are just trying to salt this one away. Well, Dolphins are just trying to angle their way into field goal range, is what I should say. They are in field goal range, but they are going to start letting the time tick down on this here. 18 seconds left, and they call their timeout. They're going to just try and angle themselves and get where they need to be for the field goal to try and make it as least sweaty as they possibly can. Carolina Panthers and New Orleans Saints. That one is well over the total, and Saints are going to cover. Spoiler alert there. And looks like the Texans are going to be able to get the win. We will see. Will they be able to finish this one off? They should be able to. We're coming down to really the last couple of games here that have implications going on. Again, that Cardinals-Bills game is done. Cardinals covering the 6.5 as they lose by 6 there. And let me tell you, I've been petrified all day of just getting one of these basic math lines wrong on this. But so far, we have been perfect as we're coming up on the end of our programming here. Texans are going to get the first down, and that is going to do it for that game. The Texans are going to be winners, but the Colts are going to cover the 3. And that is how that one is going to end, barring some kneel down shenanigans in Houston, which means we come down to it here. The final game that we have to watch out for, and the final game with any implications whatsoever, is this Jacksonville Dolphins game. But it is at, again, 3 versus 3.5, and they are not going to try for the touchdown here. They are simply going to walk this one up. 4 seconds left. Jacksonville versus Miami here. And they are going to be going for the field goal, and that will then in turn do it for us on the show. But they're going to go and try and kick this field goal to win the game, but not cover the 3.5. Very importantly, they're not going to cover the 3.5 with a successful field goal here. So if you are a Dolphins backer, you will desperately want them to miss this and go to overtime, which is a very hilarious way for things to be working out here. This is not a short kick. This is a 52-yard attempt going on. So this is anything from a sure thing here in this game, as it is the final one that we will be sweating outright here. And Jason Sanders did have that shank earlier in the game. It was a very bad shank. He didn't even make the net, people. He was that ball went into the stands. That's how bad it was. Will he be able to make this 52-yarder right here? If you're a Dolphins backer, you're rooting for a miss here. If you're a Jaguars backer, well, as long as you weren't on the money line, you're rooting for a make and to just end the game and get the 3.5. Here we go. What is going to happen on this kick? It's looking good. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it. As time expires, the Miami Dolphins are going to win the game, but not cover the spread there. All right. Thank you all so much. Want to remind you one more time, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and go check out Unabated. This is the last day that you can get our NFL early bird season sale. I believe we've extended it out to today. This is it. After this, it's done. So make sure that you are headed to unabated.com so that you can take advantage of everything that we have. 18 weeks of the NFL season here. Now you're getting 17 and a half weeks of it for just $649. This is the last chance that you have to get the NFL the unabated early bird premium. $650 is going to get you all the way through to the end of the NFL regular season here. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with me on week 1 here. We will be back next week, hopefully, to do more of this. We're going to have more tools. We're going to be showing more stuff off and focusing more on the in-game. But hey, thank you so much for being with here for the first one of these. I hope that my Scott Hanson impression has not been terrible, and I hope that you all have enjoyed being with me here. But we're going to sign off and enjoy the late games. I'm going to go pop a beer, and I am going to sit down for some more football action. Thank you all again so much for being with us. We'll see you next week. And remember, best of luck, and let's cash some tickets.